it looks like maybe kind of, sort of, possibly Kyrie Irving unfollowed LeBron James on Instagram. What does that mean, Jalen Rose?
I'm not going to risk my journalistic integrity.
You don't have much.
Getting too detail-oriented about this.
Oh, I will.
Especially when we truly can't prove if he was following them in the first place.
He was following him in the first place. Jalen, he was. Everybody follows LeBron James. Like, literally 37 million people follow LeBron James.
You're my brother from another mother. We've been friends and doing this show for 6 years. You just started following me on Twitter like 3 days ago.
I made a mistake and unfollowed you for a while, and you've never made it up to you.
And so, here's the deal. Say he did unfollow him.
Mm-hmm. He did.
LeBron has been the guy in the past when he felt some type of way about the Cleveland Cavaliers organization, he unfollowed them on Twitter.
Sure did.
He's also been the guy that puts subliminals out all of the time, including one the other day with a video that we felt like was almost a shot at Kyrie, the way he probably 5 to 15 different times had to get the lyrical content right before he put it up on Instagram.
He was listening to Meek Mill, and he chose a selection of the song that was obviously a dig at Kyrie.
So why would I be following somebody that's taking shots at me? So you can't be mad at it if that did take place.
But let me say this, since I am into overanalyzing everything. If Kyrie Irving did unfollow LeBron James, which he totally did, if he unfollowed LeBron James, doesn't he know that this is going to be noticed? Like, isn't he just sort of adding more fuel to the fire? Like, if you're Kyrie Irving, don't you want this to sort of calm down so the front office people can just make calls and get you traded instead of just making more for the media to discuss regarding this silly back and forth drama?
I have two answers for that. Yes, and so what?
Okay. It's just silly. It's kind of childish. It's kind of childish.
So it's childish to unfollow somebody on Instagram?
Yes, it is.
I think the serious thing already is taking place. He went to the Cleveland Cavaliers organization and acknowledged that he wants to play somewhere else because he doesn't want to play with LeBron James anymore. And when you go look at, say, LeBron James' Instagram, do you think every player on the team follows him? Probably not.
Yes.
Do you think he follows every player on the team?
I'm going to say
probably not.
Yes.
He has a handshake for every player on the team. That don't mean follow him on social media. But even at that, the information does not change. He's decided that he does not want to play in LeBron James' shadow anymore. Let's see if the Cavaliers are able to get fair value in the trade.
What was your biggest takeaway from what you heard from both Kobe Altman and also the owner, Dan Gilbert?
My biggest takeaway, Jamel, was I stepped into some sort of bizarro world for 40 minutes today where the brass of the Cleveland Cavaliers will not acknowledge that their star, or second best star in Kyrie Irving, did request a trade. They wouldn't confirm that yet. 20 minutes into the press conference, Dan Gilbert's comparing this situation that Kyrie's in to the situation that Kobe Bryant was in back in 2007 when, yeah, Kobe requested a trade then. Just admit it. Be level with us. Be straight. They wouldn't do that. They also painted a picture of, roses and sugar plums and rainbows, and everything is good between LeBron and Kyrie, despite the fact that, Kyrie unfollowed him on Instagram today and may have put up a trolling video with Skylar Gray's "I'm Coming Home." I don't know.
Wait, I'm sorry,
still
Dave.
processing what we saw there.
Dave, excuse me for wait. You said a trolling video.
What do you got?
You think Kyrie Irving was trolling LeBron James?
Well, you think he was just singing that song out of happiness? That, man, I'm leaving Asia and getting back to U.S. soil?
He is coming from overseas. He is coming home.
All the songs to pick, though, right, Dave?
See, McMenamin, you're the people that they're talking about, McMenamin. Trying to create that drop.
Well,
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Whether it was or not.
Yeah.
Whether it was or not, the unfollow on Instagram certainly raised a lot of eyebrows. But, maybe this is a sign of optimism on the Cavs side, trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube. And they have canvassed the league and listened to trade opportunities. And as we hear, of course, Ian Begley reporting that the Knicks are kind of falling out of it. And, if the Celtics aren't going to give up the assets they'd want, and if Minnesota ends up extending Andrew Wiggins, as it appears those sides are starting to talk, Minnesota kind of falls out of the situation. And they're starting to look at it and saying, you know what? we're probably going to have these guys back together, so let's start repairing that bridge.
When you talk about, it overstepped the line, it's entertaining, but it isn't journalism, what are you talking about? Because to me just making a statement in the throes of spewing out an abundance of information that I've been reporting on all weekend, I don't understand where the absence of journalism is.
Oh, no, the information is absolutely journalism. It's the next step of threatening to reveal information you already have.
Well, let me say this to you. I respectfully disagree that I made a threat. If you replay what I said is I could talk about X, Y, and Z, but we're not going there. I didn't sit there and say I will do it if you push me. I don't do that. I would never reveal anything that I'm not supposed to reveal. I would never sit up there and cross that line. Covering the NBA as an insider for in excess of 15 years, I would never do something like that to any player, coach, owner, executive, or anybody else. But I'm saying if I'm talking about a particular subject who suddenly, because he has this insatiable appetite to manipulate and control narratives, doesn't find himself to be successful in that regard, and as a result he wants to attack the credibility of somebody reporting on it, I'm simply sitting there and reminding him, excuse me, you know what I know. You know how I know. You've had something to do with what I've known on occasions. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. That's not threatening somebody. That's reminding them, excuse me, fall back. Know what your place is. Know where you stand. You know what you did. You know who told me what and why. You know that you're one of the individuals. Those are one of the individuals that you want to speak on your behalf because you want to keep a healthy distance so you have plausible deniability, which is something players, coaches, executives, and others have been exercising in this industry for decades. Dan Le Batard is an outstanding journalist and columnist from Miami. There is no highly questionable if it wasn't for your exceptional work in Miami. There is no nationally syndicated radio show if it were not for your exceptional work with the Miami Herald. You know this business, and you know what comes with it. And you know good and damn well that there are many, many occasions where people reach out to you, whether it's directly or through intermediaries, to make sure they convey something to you. They don't turn around and then question your credibility to cover their own you-know-what. That's what I'm saying. That's not threatening to do anything.
No, but all of
that's
that,
reminding them,
but
hey,
Stephen A.,
that's what it is.
No, but all of what you just said is fine. Everything that you just said, well, LeBron fall back, probably not something we should be doing. But
know
okay.
your place, maybe not.
Yes, it is, Stephen A.
But all of what you said is fine. But it seems like a semantics argument to me to say it's not actually a threat when we've got the tape of you saying to Kevin Durant, you don't want to make an enemy out of me. That feels like a threat.
Wait a minute. You did not bring that up when you were talking about LeBron James. If you sit up there and you say that about Kevin Durant, I concede that. Why did I say that about Kevin Durant, though? Kevin Durant called me a liar. He attacked me as a person. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not going for that. Who do you think you are? You were with me 4 months earlier in 40-40. You say your mother never speaks. Your mother's been on my show several times. You say your brother never spoke to you. Your brother wanted to tour ESPN. Your business managers, your confidants, all of these people have spoken to me. What are you talking about? You were filming a commercial in L.A. You told individuals you're thinking about going to L.A., but no matter what, you're probably going to leave OKC. I did not talk about you on a personal level. I did not attack you. I didn't talk about your mama or anything like that. I said that if things don't work out in OKC, you may leave. You called me a liar, and I ended up being true. And all I'm saying is if you're going to go that route, I'm showing you that I have a platform where I'm not going to back up from you. If words hurt you before, imagine what I could do now. Because you've given us the answer.
Yes, that feels like a threat. Stephen,
let him go. Let him go.
Guys, you're not understanding me. You're not understanding
Stephen
me.
A., I'm understanding everything you said.
I'm conceding that you were right about Kevin Durant.
Okay, so
I'm saying that's not what I did with LeBron.
Okay, all right.
At a press conference to introduce new general manager Kobe Altman, owner Dan Gilbert said the situation is, quote, fluid, unquote. But at this point, he expects Irving to report to camp. Well, Bon, we watched this. What was your takeaway from what you saw?
That they have as much idea about what is going to happen as we do. They have no idea. Somebody's going to call them and try to wow them with an offer to get Kyrie Irving. And they will listen. I didn't say they will trade him. They will listen. They have to listen. Kyrie has said, I want to go. And even if he hadn't said that, they had put Kyrie out there and talked to other teams. That's why Kyrie went in and was so upset in the first place. So you're going to listen. You're going to try to make your team better so you can stay ahead of the Celtics and so that you can try and catch Golden State. And that's how you do it. Kyrie's the tradable piece, not LeBron. So it wasn't anything new to take away from it, really.
Here, so I watch this thing, and Dan Gilbert introduces everybody on the payroll
You know why?
in upper management.
You know why?
Well, tell us your theory.
Because he wants to say, hey, world, David Griffin didn't do all the work here. The guy I let go. The reason I don't have Chris Paul or Paul George or Jimmy Butler, we got these other guys too.
So he introduces everybody, and then you get to questions, and the first 10,000 questions are about Kyrie Irving, as they should be.
Of course.
And at no point, this is my takeaway, at no point did they deny either that Kyrie Irving had asked to be traded or that they were going to trade him.
Because they might.
You can use the word fluid all you want. What that means is we're listening, and we will trade him if it behooves our situation
it makes sense for
to
us.
do so.
Sure.
I think they will trade him because there were no denials is important. And by the way, LeBron's name not mentioned in the first 35 minutes of that. Later on, not in the first 35.
Let's go back. You see Gilbert sitting there. I mean, he's an authoritative figure, except when he has to back down the second time around to LeBron, which made me very happy. Do you think he will, with Kobe Altman sort of doing the detail work, trade Kyrie? Will trade him?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was struck by the fact that two things were, we've got a great team. Okay,
no,
you can say that all you want. No, you will trade him because you never said, and we're not trading. You can talk about Kyrie Irving reporting to training camp all you want. A lot of time to training camp. They're going to trade him. They're going to trade him.
Okay, all right.
Don't you think?
I think that they could sort of smooth it if they want to. If Kyrie and LeBron want to smooth it, if they want to hug it out and come in one day and say, we hugged it out, we're back.
They did not deny that Kyrie Irving walked in there and said, get me out of here. I don't want to play with him anymore.
I got to ask him, but I think this is, did you think Scottie Pippen asked to be traded at some point, got tired of Michael lording over him? And how long did they keep playing together?
If he did, he's an idiot. Because Michael Jordan was the greatest player out there.
But you think he didn't say to Reinsdorf some days, get me out of here? And they just smooth it over. There's no social media then. You just get past it then. These guys can get past it if they want to. I'm just saying.